Another Lost 45. Oh boy, but Night Tracks, they played the hell out of this video. I heard this song on Night Tracks, saw the video on Night Tracks before I heard it on the radio. Van Stevenson, Modern Day Delilah, at number 34 on my fancy playlist, June 4th, 1984. And it'll go a bit higher than that. Modern Day Delilah by Van Stevenson. And this song was a little bit out of character for Van Stevenson. This was a harder record. Blistering guitar solo, that heavy metal thunder, that guitar solo, that was just killer on this record. I mean, it's just classic. But he was a country songwriter. He was writing songs for Kenny Rogers, Dan Seals. He teamed up with a guy named Dave Robbins and wrote some songs for Restless Heart. Later on in the 80s, and writing songs for Janie Freaky. One of his early success stories, wrote a top 10 hit by Crystal Gayle, Your Kisses Will. That came out back in 1979. Van Stevenson. And the album is called Righteous Anger. But that was not his first album. I'm going to start on the top and try to work my way to the bottom so I can be a little bit organized about this. Van Stevenson was born in Ohio. But he moved to Nashville when he was 10 years old. When he was 17 years old, he got a massive break like you wouldn't believe. He met a songwriter, a singer-songwriter named Kenny O'Dell. Man, when I found that out, I flipped. Found it out reading a website last night. Kenny O'Dell. Oh God, when I go back on Kenny O'Dell, it's to the fall of 1967, the golden years of the 60s, when Kenny O'Dell came out with Beautiful People. Yes, he sang Beautiful People, that keyboard beginning of the song, and then he had that great hook. It's true, it's true, it's true. I love you. Dun, 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 dun. Man, it's just a great pop record, although it wasn't that big. Only got as high as number 29, 30, or 35 on Billboard's Hot 100, but no matter. It was hot or medium rotation on the top 40 stations, the AM top 40 stations back in the day, yes. Bobby Fee did a version of that too in 1967, but I like the Kenny O'Dell version. Kenny O'Dell, now you might not remember Beautiful People, but you might remember Behind Closed Doors. Charlie Rich's comeback hit back in 1973, written by Kenny O'Dell. So meeting Kenny O'Dell was a big deal. Became Van Stevenson's songwriting mentor. Now, one source has it that, and by the way, he got his job as a staff writer. House of Gold. Became a songwriter at House of Gold. Van Stevenson. Now, one source has it. Now, this was back when Van Stevenson was on Handshake Records. This was back in the late 70s, early 80s. Kenny O'Dell produced his first album. And the first album was called China Girl. Although the single that came off the album, You Got Good Love Coming, produced by, I forgot the guy's name, Jerry Crutchford or Jerry Crutchfield or something like that. But anyway, that was his first charted hit, Van Stevenson's first charted hit as just a singer, something that he wrote. You Got Good Love Coming went to number 79 on Billboard's Hot 100, but it's still a delightful pop song. Well, here's the deal. It's a classic late 70s, early 80s pop record. Got that saxophone thing going in the bridge of the song, reminiscent. Song in the similar vein as Firefall, Ambrosia, Pure Prairie League, Dan Fogelberg, and that genre. And then China Girl didn't do that well for him, but then came Righteous Anger. Now, he teamed up with a producer. I wrote his name down, and my goodness, it's on Richard Landis. Richard Landis met a producer named Richard Landis who got Van Stevenson a deal with MCA Records and produced the album Righteous Anger, which featured Modern Day Delilah. She's a Modern Day Delilah. Went to number 22 on Billboard's Hot 100. And the runner-up, What the Big Girls Do. Oh my goodness. Better keep that one under wraps. Well, that went to number 45 on Billboard's Hot 100. And we got him at number 34 on my fancy playlist, Fan Stephenson. Hot rotation video on Night Tracks back in the summer of 1984. Yes, I remember it like it was almost yesterday. Yesterday once more, as the Carpenters once sang. Modern Day Delilah by Fan Stephenson at number 34 on my fancy playlist, June 4th, 1984.